Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to do something different. I got tagged by Julie Stine here on YouTube for the 10 crafty questions. So I am going to answer the 10 crafty questions, but while I sit here I'm going to make one of Julie's projects. This is a number 10 envelope with craft that I got. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby when they were on special, on sale. I was going to use them as a center in another journal and I changed my mind, took them out. So I'm going to use them as a flip-up book. And so yeah, I'll do that while I answer. I have all my decoupage stuff here, so I will do this while I answer the questions, because if you want a proper tutorial, you can go to Julie's or Jewel. Go to her channel. I will leave the link below. But the first question is, what is your name? My name is Christy Stanfield. I live in California and I'm married almost 26 years. I have 2 grown daughters, college age, and a son that is in a junior in high school. And I guess that answers question 1. Number 2, how did you come up with your YouTube channel name? Okay, so my YouTube channel name, which is Burlap and Daily Bread, I love burlap farmhouse style decor, and I have been playing with burlap one day and trying to come up with a fun name. My YouTube channel used to be I'm a Stamper, so I left that as my URL back in the days when you could choose your URL right from the get-go. And I don't know why I'm inking this, because I'm going to decoupage it and then ink again, so I'm going to stop that. Okay, so this is going to be a video about can I do more than one thing at a time. Anyway, back to my channel name. So I thought, you know, I love burlap, I love lace, so maybe burlap and lace would be a good name. And then I looked it up on YouTube and somebody already has that name. So I thought, well, what else? I may at some point do some cooking videos. So maybe, I'm a believer, and I might, share something about my faith somewhere down the line. So I'm just gonna say Daily Bread. What do you think? Burlap and Daily Bread. Yeah, sounds good. Wasn't taken, so that's what I chose. I know that's not very special sounding, but that's after a while, after I thought about it longer, I realized that does represent me. So that's how I came up with my YouTube channel name. And then number 3, what's my favorite craft? Well, I'm a little craft fickle. My favorite craft is whatever I'm doing at the moment, and right now it's collage. In 10 minutes it might be sewing, but seriously, I have really enjoyed the junk journal community. I've had a blast so far, and I'm really enjoying making the junk journals. So I will probably be making those for a while. I think maybe the longest I've ever stuck with anything besides my husband. So and like I said, we've been together almost 26 years. Next month will be our 26th anniversary. So I do, however, have other favorite crafts. So let me mention, I do like quilting, and I've done a little bit of quilting. I'm not the greatest at it, but I enjoy it. There we go. I do crochet. I do some loom knitting. I do some sign painting, and you know, except for knitting, I'm going to leave knitting out. My daughter taught herself how to knit, and I got to hand it to her because I have tried to knit with instruction, and it's not my thing. But I will pretty much try anything. I was scrapbooker for many years, and I'm a little behind now. I converted to digital in 2008, so but I still love paper crafting. And what else? I love cooking. Well, that's not craft. Well, it's kind of craft relating. I do a little bit of canning. Haven't done much this year, but I better get on it because that's what my mom likes for Christmas, is canned potatoes and canned beans. And hi, Mom. Okay, so number 4, what is your favorite place to shop for craft items? Well, as far as shopping goes, window shopping, I do like to go to Hobby Lobby. But a lot of things I end up buying on Amazon, either because I can't get to Hobby Lobby or because I just find it cheaper a lot of times. So not everything on Amazon is a bargain, but a lot of things are. And we have Amazon Prime, so it's usually here faster than I can make a trip to Hobby Lobby. We have a Hobby Lobby in town here, but I just don't get out that way very often. So let's see, I need a darker page here. Top 5 crafty channels. Well, there are so many good channels, it's hard to narrow it down to 5. So I'm gonna say Artymaze and Gayle Agostinelli are the top 2 that I watch, and then I'll get into my top 5. Because I pretty much watch Artymaze and Gayle Agostinelli every time they post a video. Because that is how, well, that's another question, but they're the ones I watched in the beginning. So, however, I like Yvonne Preston, love everything she does, gorgeous, gorgeous journals. Girl on a Ridge has fabulous videos. And let's see who else. Shabbydabbydoodah, I love to watch her videos. They're quite fun. Okay, so I've got that side a little bit decoupage. Now I'm going to turn around this way because this is going to flip close this way. Okay, Kerr. Absolutely love, love, love Kerr. Everything she does is so shabby chic and just gorgeous. I just love it. I have attempted many of her projects, and they always come out. I can pretty much count if I do something the way G does it, it's going to turn out right. So let's see. And then of course Chelle Ratcliffe and Clint. Let's not forget Clint. Just hilarious. If you haven't seen Chelle and Clint craft, you're in for a real treat. They're hysterical, and the kitties are so cute. And so that's my top 5 that I normally watch, plus 2 bonus. Okay, so my favorite color. Well, let's see. My favorite color would have to be, if you would ask anybody, they would say pink. If it's like I'm gonna buy something to wear, or if I'm gonna buy a pair of scissors or a watch, pink is my color. If I'm gonna home decorate, I'm going to usually lean toward blue and yellow for home decor. In my crafting, I usually lean toward vintage, pinks, maybe like a peach, some very light blues, teals, that way. Okay, my favorite crafting tools. Well, my favorite crafting tool would have to be my corner chomper and whatever this thing is. But we are memory keepers. We are memory keepers. We are memory keepers. It doesn't say what it is, but you know, this thing that punches the hole punch and the eyelet setter. Okay? That and this corner chomper. Those are my two favorite tools. Can't be without those. My other favorite tool would be my, wherever it is, my little embossing tool. I use this for everything. It's not just for embossing. I use it for setting pearls or lifting up stickers or you name it. This is my go-to. And what else? I'd say one of the things that I used that I really enjoyed was this kit, this bookbinding starter tool set that I bought on Amazon, and I do not remember the store, but it came with everything. It came with it came with a paste brush, it came with a pair of scissors, a ruler, it came with 4 rolls of waxed linen. Now I will say that the wax seems to be aged, but it came with the needles. Everything I needed to start bookbinding and working with journals was in this kit. So that has been one of my favorite purchases. And then last but certainly not least, you know I don't like my cutter, so I'm not even going to go there, but is my Martha Stewart scoreboard. I have wanted one of these for years. I bought the Memory Keeper, or We Are Memory Keepers one, hated it, and my sister-in-law bought me this one for Christmas or for my birthday. I think she bought it for me for my birthday. I love it. My only complaint about it is this bone folder, because it's so thin that every time I use this, I cut through my paper. So I use either my favorite one or I use my regular bone folder for scoring. But as far as the board goes, I love the size, I love the weight. It's great. So that's my crafty tool favorites. Let me think if there's anything else other than my ink pads. All my ink pads are close to my heart because that's what I have and that's what I'm using. The other, I guess it's not so crafty, but yeah, it is. Because if you're doing what we're doing and you're printing digital kits, you need a good printer. And I have an HP 6869, something like that. It's an OfficeJet Pro with instant ink. And I get instant ink. I get ink deliveries every other week from HP. I never run out of ink, and so that to me is awesome. I can always print out a high quality print. I don't have to worry about running out of ink. They gave me 3 months for free when I signed up. I ordered it through QVC, so I did, you know, it wasn't a big purchase up front. And then I got 1 month free from them, so I ended up having 4 free months of ink before I even had to make a payment. And then you know, then I signed up for I first signed up for the $5 a month thinking I could get by with 100 copies. Not so much. So I ended up upgrading to the $10 a month. But for what I've spent, the $10 a month since February, so that's like $70, and I've had probably $600 worth of ink cartridges if I had to buy them at Walmart or wherever, you know. So yeah, totally worth it. I think that is a very powerful tool. So okay, let's see. Where does your love of crafting come from? Well, that's interesting. It could be, well, my grandma was a seamstress, and I remember being fascinated by the fact that she could make clothes. I was like 6 years old, and she came and stayed with us for 2 months, and she sewed and she made me some things, and I just thought that was absolutely the coolest thing ever. And so it might have started there. Maybe that's the genetic place for it. But I had a next door neighbor named Linda who was a stay-home mom, and she had a sewing room, and she loved to cook, and I just loved to be at her house and see the things that she would do. And so maybe some of it came from there. I don't know. I think my mom wanted to be crafty, but she didn't really have time to be crafty because she was raising us kids and taking care of the house and working a full-time job, and so I learned how to crochet when I was about 8, 9 years old. A bunch of the ladies would get together with the younger girls, and they taught us how to make rugs, how to crochet rugs with a puff stitch. And so that's how long ago I started crocheting. And then I remember always wanting to learn everything. I wanted to learn how to do plastic casting. I wanted to learn how to paint. I wanted to learn how to do macrame. You know, I remember one year for Christmas I got, and nobody remembers this, there was this thing called chip away, and you would buy it, and it was like a block of plaster, and you would have to chip away at it, and there would be a statue inside, and then you'd have to paint it. And yeah, nobody remembers that. But I got that for Christmas one year. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But my brother was the artist in the family, and so I never tried to really draw or do anything like that. And I was looking for, in the job market, you know, I went to this place that they give you a little personality test kind of thing and tell you what you're suited for your job, and it came up medical back office assistant or interior designer. So I went to design school and loved design school, but didn't finish it, and kind of wish I had finished that. But that is where I actually learned to draw, and mechanical drawing, of course. but that was oops, that's upside down. Let's see, let's do this way. Yeah, so that's when I thought, you know, I can do some things. So I've taken a couple of those painting classes that you do, you know, the paint nights. We've done a couple of those, and they're not the greatest just because, you know, not enough practice there, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. And because I did paper scrapbooking for so many years, and then I went digital, I kind of missed the hands-on, you know, I did a lot of crocheting and loom knitting, but and then I did the quilting, but I missed the sitting down and crafting, and I made a book for a friend of mine for her father, and I had so much fun. It was just an album, and I believe there was a box to store the album. And then I found a purse that I wanted to do, and I made a purse scrapbook for my sister-in-law, and I had so much fun doing those. I enjoyed them so much. So then when I went last summer, we went on our 25th anniversary. We went on a cruise to Alaska, my husband and I. And I wanted to make an album. I'm going to Mod Podge this. I wanted to make an album, you know, to memorialize it. So I did that. That's my very first video on YouTube. And I realized I really love doing that. But when I was researching the album that I wanted to make before the cruise, I came across a video by Nick the Booksmith, and I think I'm kind of like on 8 and 9 here, kind of together. But I came across a video of Nick the Booksmith that was how to make a junk journal out of an old book or something like that. I don't remember, but it was like 3 parts or whatever, and I was just fascinated by it. And then after I watched those videos, Gayle Agostinelli started coming up in my recommendations, and I started watching her videos, and I was like, wow, I could totally do this. I just love the way they turn out. And so it's been a little over a year now that I've been making junk journals, and I just really enjoy it. So I'd have to say that this is my favorite craft so far, which is my number 10 question. So I really enjoy that every book comes out different. I can put part of me in, I can leave part of me out. You can do the same thing as somebody else, but it doesn't come out the same. You can put your own spin on it, and I don't have to be perfect. In fact, the less perfect, the better. So, yeah. So that's my 10 crafty questions. Now, to tag people, I am going to tag Katelyn at KraftsbyKatelyn. She makes some cute Dollar Tree stuff, and I'm addicted to her channel. Carrie Inspired, I'm going to tag her, and I'm going to tag Linda Price, and I'm going to, did I say attack? It sounds like I said attack. Tag. Okay, when I go back and edit this, I'm going to take that part out. Paula at Renewed and Crafted for You. So I will tag all of those below. All right, so back to this. This is Julie Stine's project, and what we're going to do is make a booklet. So I've decoupaged this. I have Mod Podged it, and I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll add the pages. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this side is all dry. If you want to, now I did this kind of orientation this way and this way because this is how we're going to have this booklet. I want it this way. Jewel decoupaged the inside as well. She decoupaged here and here and then folded this over. I'm going to leave this plain because I'm going to put some tags and stuff in there, so you can decoupage. And just for the sake of time here, I am going to glue these flaps down like so, because I want this to be a little tuck spot. Okay. Okay. So now I will be able to tuck some journal cards in these pockets here. And I'll probably come back. Wow, that didn't. Craft paper takes glue totally different than tea stained or regular copy paper. You see that just comes right off. So you got to give it an extra minute. Okay. Meanwhile, back on the other side, let me close my glue. I'm just going to ink this a little bit. And I am back to the, what is this? Desert sand. So I just want to give this some age, and what it also does is gives it a little bit of unity. It kind of pushes everything to the background and gives it some cohesiveness. How's that for a word? Okay. So yeah. Now this is over the Mod Podge that I'm inking, and I have never had any problem with it. I also don't have any problem with the HP ink, as far as, you know how some people say that it runs when you Mod Podge over it. I've never had that happen, and I think HP just has some really cool ink. But doesn't that look cool? It's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny, it's grungy, it's just cool. Alright, so now the next step is I want to add some lace trim. Now my parents were here last week and they brought me a box from Grandma. So I was going to look in here and see what was in here. I've got this, but it's white. That's white. Ooh, pretty, but white. Let's see what else I got. Oh, there's some cute flower trim. There's some, I don't know what that is. It's really skinny though. Looks like everything's white. There is a bag. Probably have to coffee dye it. Let's see what's in here. It looks kind of wide, but that's okay. It's not too wide. Might be able to use that. I want to put lace on the bottom. Ooh. Let me see what I've got in this other. Always good when Grandma sends goodies. I've got another container over here with some other lace. What if I put this on here and maybe put this down here? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let me clip that off. I will trim it later. It's sticking to my fingers. I must have some glue or something. Okay. Okay, so we got that. And then I've got this one. I'm just gonna glue them and then trim them. It's just easier. And then I'll always have the scraps for the snippets. Okay, so let's glue this on. Oops. Let's stay on the paper. Okay. I like that edge. And then there may be enough glue on there already, but just in case, we'll run a line. Spread it out. and run this down there. I need to get a baby wipe. I've got my baby wipes covered up. I need to take a day and clean off my desk. Does yours get that way, where everything's just piled up and then you feel yourself closing in? Yeah, I've got, maybe I should challenge myself and do one of those projects with nothing but what's on your desk. Okay, so that's that side. Let's turn around this way and do this side. I'm using a bit more glue than I normally do just to make sure that this stays on here. Okay. And you know, I went back and looked at my sewing machine again, and I think, well, it definitely needs to be cleaned. And it definitely needs that little piece to be replaced. But I think I've got glue inside my machine because I put a new needle in and it comes up sticky. And then I put another needle in, or I clean off the needle and it comes up sticky. And so I think maybe the thread is sticking to the sticky needle. I don't remember using any sewing on anything that had wet glue, but it's happened since the butterfly journal, so it had to be when I put the lace trim on the pages. I must have not waited long enough for the glue to dry, but you know, what's done is done. Now I gotta get it fixed. So okay, trim this off without cutting through the envelope. Yeah. I felt some resistance there. I thought I went through it. And oh, I'm sorry. My camera is about 12 inches from my face on the shelf above me. Okay, now what do we want to do? All right, so now we need a closure. And I think I've got this pile of stuff here. I thought I had more of this. Let's see. No. I mean, I guess I could use, oh, here we go. Will that give me enough? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So if I cut this in half, where is half? Do I trust myself to guesstimate? No, I do not. So I'm just going to snip this and rip it. This is that linen tablecloth that I got with all the cool lace trim around it. I was at Goodwill. You know, I go to Goodwill every Wednesday because I have mom's group on Wednesday mornings, and my daughter and I go to lunch and we go to Goodwill. That's our routine. So sometimes I don't find anything. Sometimes I find a bunch of stuff. Today I found a few more Reader's Digests, condensed books, and I found I don't want to put that right there. Do I want to? You know what I'm thinking? Anyway, let me finish my thought. She insisted that I buy this giant Bible, so I'll have to do a haul video so I can show you. It's like 3 inches thick and takes up this whole area. Huge. The only reason I gave in was, number one, it was $1. Number two, it had beautiful maps and concordance in the back. So I thought that was nice, but I'm going to have to stick it in the freezer outside because it smells a little musty. Okay, and they say that that will get rid of the mold or mildew or whatever it is. All right, so I have this pocket on this side. That's how I'd like it. So I think I'll just attach this here on the end. That way I can still use the pocket. Maybe even a little further in. Like so. Oh, great. There we go. Now I want to turn it around to this side. I know this is a little long. Actually, it's a lot long. But I want to tie it and figure out how much, I need. I'm not sure. But let me get that on there. Glue that on. Anyway, did I finish my thought about the books? I got 3 Reader's Digest condensed books. I got the Bible, that big giant Bible. I got a couple more little golden books, and what else? Oh, I got a big children's book, but I got some really cool tapestry looking placemats that I think would make awesome journal covers. So yeah, I'll definitely have to show you guys all those. I like the fabric covers. I think they're fun. So all right, I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll cut my pages real quick that are gonna go in here, and then I will be back. Alrighty guys, I'm back. I've got 6 pieces of coffee dyed paper. I went ahead a little bit smaller and did them at 3.5 because I wanted to get 3 out of a sheet of paper. So 2 whole pages with a little 1/2-inch strip at the end. Now, if you have a working sewing machine, you can just sew across there and you're done. But I do not at the moment. So I am going to try something different. I'm going to punch a hole here, and I'm just going to tie a piece of, you could do lace. I've got a piece of raffia that I want to use up here because it's on my desk. There we go. So I've just punched. See what I mean? I mean, that's so many thicknesses of paper, and it just cuts it right out. Okay. All right. So all I'm going to do is poke the raffia through the holes and tie a knot. I probably want that piece laying flat. Not that it matters, but there we go. Just a little bit. Okay. Oh, I did cut these down to just a little over 12 inches in length. So when I get this even here, so I can tie a bow with it. And don't pull too tight because you don't want to rip through those punched holes. But I am going to tie a knot first because I don't want this coming out. The raffia pretty much stays where you put it. That's one of the reasons I like it. So, but you can use anything to tie this. Any kind of ribbon you've got laying around. I like the raffia because it will lay flat in the book. It's not wanting to stay where I put it. So let's try this again. See guys, this is why I don't tie whenever I'm under pressure on camera. Pull those closer, pull them tight again. There. a little bit bigger, and then I'll trim these. Okay, so now we've got our signature in. Now you could just leave it like that if you wanted to. You don't have to have this closure on the bottom, but I did want to. So I've got, like I said, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there's 12 pages in there. You could make it thicker, but I wanted to keep it not, you know, it still can close. It's still thin enough to put. And this fabric, even though it's linen, I think it's linen, it's thicker than just like a regular cotton, but it still will lay pretty flat. So we'll just tie a bow at the bottom. There we go. Probably should have made that 1/2 inch, but that's how that closes. And then we've got something to tuck. Go watch Julie's video, Julie Stine on YouTube, and I think you'll really like what she did with hers. And check out the other people that I've tagged. Everybody will be in the description box. I hope I didn't just ramble too much with my questions. I hope they made sense. I hope I answered them. I will also put the questions in the box for those that I tagged. So this is my 100th video on YouTube. Yay me. So I'm going to go post it, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.